Hey, Facebook friends, Anthony Delicandro here, and I am just about to share with you a real quick snapshot, just a short video, trying to keep it under 2 minutes here, regarding the third quarter market update that I just completed. So just as I'm dialing in here, I'm going to pull up the information and get started. But real excited to share because we've seen. We saw our first increase in median sales price in the second quarter, first time in over 5 years. And now we've seen a more substantial increase in median home sale price and a slight decline in the number of bank-owned sales that have completed in the third quarter. So really exciting momentum here in South Jersey. And so I want to break that down. Let me go ahead and bring that up on the screen. So here we have our landing page, and there's a link in the comments where you can go exactly directly to this landing page. And so when you get here, you'll scroll down and you'll see the basic synopsis, right? Sales in Atlantic County are hitting their highest level. They hit their highest level in the first quarter in more than a decade. And now this summary is showing at a glance, we're seeing the number of overall sales, right? So that's this number here. 1,226 total residential and condominium sales in Atlantic County for the third quarter. That is up 7% year over year. And year to date through the third quarter is actually up 13% year over year. So our momentum is continuing to build. We had some big increases in the last 2 years also that came as a result of a lot more bank inventory. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But definitely some exciting momentum that's continuing to build. As we move down into median sales price, this is what I'm really excited about. So median sales price saw its second consecutive quarterly uptick here in the third quarter. The second quarter saw an increase, like I said, was the first increase in 5 years. But now we've actually seen a couple of things happen. The number of bank-owned sales reduced from at a peak in the fourth quarter of 2016 and then the first quarter of 2017, where 1 in 4 homes sold was actually a bank-owned. So that's a big number. It's a substantial impact here in the market. In the third quarter, that number dropped all the way down to 1 in 6, right? And again, I'm going to slide down and show you what those percentages were. You can see 17% was the number in the third quarter. So what that basically is indicating is we have a big increase in the overall total number of sales, which is being supported by a huge uptick in the number of just normal traditional sales, which is exciting. I think that what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of people here in Atlantic County that have been waiting, perhaps a little frozen in equity, and we're starting to see that intersection that some other parts of the country have been seeing now for the last couple of years, whereby if they haven't been in distress or in default, which is, we're seeing a lower level of defaults. There's a high percentage of people that are not in distress, where they've continued to pay down principal on their balance. At the same time, we're starting to see an uptick in median home sales price, right? 159.9 to 172. That represents a 7.6% increase year over year, right? So we have this great intersection happening. We have the paying down of principal together with the uptick in median home sale price. So eventually we have an intersection whereby homeowners that may have felt kind of frozen or stuck in their home for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years now all of a sudden are in a position where they can take advantage of some really great values that are on the uptick, on the move up side. So really exciting. You can see here where the sales have been over the course of the last, going all the way back to 2010. We see, certainly a decline from where prices were in 2010, but again, our first uptick year over year. Then as I slide down into the bank owned, right, an important component to this overall report, because obviously the number of bank owned sales is impacting two things. One, obviously the percentage of bank properties, but in a bigger way, overall prices. And so median home sale prices, as I say here, heavily influenced by the number of bank foreclosures. However, we saw a decline in the number of overall sales for the third quarter. As a matter of fact, they've remained relatively flat year over year for the third quarter, which is a positive sign. But then as we move down and we look at the comparisons, right, look at these numbers. So in 2017, in the third quarter, there were 210 bank-owned sales in the residential condominium segment in Atlantic County, right? 17%, just about 1 in 6 homes sold. Median home sale price of bank-owned properties substantially lower than that of non-distressed sales. So a lot of excitement. And then the other thing that's really telling about the momentum here in the market is when you look down the years, again, going all the way back to 2010, we can see that the number of sales increased, right? So we had the number of overall bank sales kind of at a high in 2010. Then it fell off a cliff kind of in 2011, 12, and 13 when we had, that was the height of like the robo-signing crisis, and there were moratoriums on bank foreclosures. So they really kind of got turned off there for a couple of years. Amped back up in 2013 when the courts basically opened the floodgates and allowed foreclosures to be processed here in New Jersey. And then we subsequently saw that uptick in the number of foreclosures really start to take off in 2015, right? We also see the median home sales price decline sharply in the bank-owned segment, but then look at the non-distressed segment. It's definitely off, but not nearly at the same level as the bank-owned segment. So we had a higher sales price in 2010, but then look at from 2011 until 2017. A little bit of variation from quarter to quarter, but overall stayed a lot closer to stable than the impact that the bank-owned properties had on the overall prices. So definitely some exciting momentum. At the bottom of this sheet, you'll see here for detailed look at your South Jersey community. Visit our towns detail portion. That report will be completed before the weekend is over, and you'll see a link here just like you have in previous quarterly reports. Our data source is, of course, South Jersey Shore Regional MLS, and that's it. So I hope this is informative. Take a look. Any questions about the market or what this means to the value of your home, don't hesitate to reach out. We've got a great team that's ready and able to help and give you guys a great experience. So any questions, we're here. Have a fantastic evening. I'm headed down to the Bright Notes events at Great Bay Country Club, the event that is put on for the MS Foundation. So excited to participate in that. Hopefully I get to see some of my friends down there tonight, and I'll get the rest of the report done before the weekend's over. Have a great night. See you soon.